Yes guys, it's Jando. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at how to make a stab bass in Serum. I've done plenty of these videos before, every time there's a new stab bass, and here's another one. Let's jump straight into the preview.
Young up man's here like a starver, terrorize mics like Osama, and I like to kick back karma, and I like to kick back karma. Kick back karma. Kick back karma. Then I like to kick back karma, then I like to kick back karma.
Yes guys, before we jump into today's video, I just want to quickly show you the Ultimate Producer bundle available on my store right now and give you a look at what's included. This bundle packs every single sample pack and preset pack I've ever created, meaning you'll get over 250 original samples, hundreds of Serum presets, and so much more. Everything is inspired by the artists like Boo, Kings of the Rollers, Headex, Sota, and so many more. I designed this bundle to help you level up your production skills by giving you an easy access to everything you need to speed up your workflow. Inside you'll find construction kits, Ableton track templates, full track stems, and much more to help you get your ideas down fast. This is on sale right now for only £60, even cheaper if you use code LOVEDNB for 15% off. Let's jump straight into the video. So we have a fresh instance of Serum here, and I've already set up our MIDI, so I'm going to show you the MIDI here just so you can copy down this same MIDI file if you want to copy the bass. So we're working here DD all the way through up to D sharp and then back down to D. So I'm also going to put this MIDI file in the description below with the free preset if you want to grab it from there. If not, you can just copy it from that. Cool. Let's start off with our fresh Serum preset, and for this sound we're going to flick on our sub bass, bring it down -1. So I've already got the sound playing here, so I'm just going to continue playing this in the background as we're making it. Then on our sub bass, we're going to leave the level as is, and then we're going to head over to our oscillator A, turn down our random all the way to 0, and then we're going to change this here to digital harmonic series. Now we should have a sound like this. We're just going to push this up to wavetable position 3 here, and then pull down -1 on our octave there. And that's the kind of sound we're looking for. We're not going to touch anything else on oscillator A just yet. We are going to do some FM in a minute, but for now we're just going to leave it. And we're going to flick on our oscillator B and turn our random all the way down. And we're also going to turn the level to 0 as well. Next we're going to turn on our FM from B. We're going to push this all the way up 60%. So I've got mine at 61, 60 will be fine as well. And this is what it sounds like. Now we start to kind of get that kind of futuristic, kind of cool sound out of it. And from here, we're going to adapt that into a fully working bass. That sounds really good as well. So next we're going to look at our envelope here. So for this sound, we've not used our LFOs to create the shape of the sound this time. We're just going to use our envelope. So with our envelope, we're going to put our attack to 0. Our hold is going to go to 0 as well. We're going to do our decay. We're going to pull that back, and we're going to aim for about 446 is fine. And then we're going to pull our sustain all the way down, and then we're going to boost our release here. We're going to boost this up to about 520. Just like that. We're then going to flick on our filter here, and we're going to leave this on MG low 12, and we're just going to pull this back here to 110 Hertz, and then we're going to modulate using envelope 1 onto our filter. And now we've got a much cleaner sound. So once we've done that, we're actually finished on our main page now, on our oscillator page, and that's all it is. That's all the sound is really. So we're going to move over to our FX tab now, and in our FX tab we're going to turn on our hyperdimension, And in our hyperdimension, we're going to turn our mix all the way to 0. We're going to pull back on our size. And we're kind of going for a quarter. So for this, we're going to be looking at about 15%. And here, maybe a little bit less. Maybe like, we'll start at 5%. Let's go for about 10% on our hyperdimension there. We're then going to flick on our distortion. For our distortion, we're going to stay on tube. We're trying to get that as much of an analog sound out of this bass as possible. So we want to be using basic distortion types like tube distortion. For this, we're going to boost this right up. I'm going to go for about 85% there. And then we're going to flick on our chorus. Now this is a little trick that I quite often do with my chorus, just to add like a little bit of stereo width to the sound. And it also makes sounds almost a little bit more metallic on the tail end sometimes. It just adds that nice tone and texture to the sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull our rate all the way down. And our delay. We're going to push our LPF all the way up. And then we can push our mix all the way up just for now, just so that we can hear what the sound really sounds like in full. And then we're going to readjust our mix afterwards. So we're going to pull this back. Now I've gone for 8.7. And on my feed here, I've gone for 37%. That puts a huge amount of stereo width on it, and it gives it that kind of metallic-y tone. And for this instance, I've pulled back on the mix to about 33%. So I'm just mixing in this chorus that I've just created, and I'm mixing it in. So it's not too harsh, not too overpowering, but it still adds that extra tone onto the bass. It's just kind of acting as a layer now. Next we're going to turn on our compressor here. And for our compressor, we're going to leave all of this as is, and we're just going to do a bit of gain staging and boost the gain slightly. So for this, I've boosted to about 10 dB. Making it a little bit loud, so we can pull back on that actually. About 7 dB for this works for me. And then we're going to turn on our filter as well. And for our filter, we go down to MISC, over to combs, and we're going to set our cutoff here, 74 Hertz. Quite an overpowering sound now. But this is the cool thing about the combs filter, is kind of every hertz that you move, if I go down to like 73, it's going to give us a slightly different tone. Put it down slightly more. Which is really cool. So it's really worth messing around with the cutoff of the combs filter to really kind of fine tune it and find what sounds the best. Because you just get so many different tones out of the combs filter, which is super cool. So now that we've done our filter, that is the patch now. This is all that it took to make this patch. But then now there's a few things that we have to do in our post-processing just to add that extra bit to the bass and finally like finish it off and fine tune it. So right now we have a sound that sounds something like this. So we're going to go over to our post-processing now. And turn all of these off, and we'll start the decapitator. So with our decapitator here, I've done a boost of 4. I've pushed our low cut, and the reason I did this is I can show you the before and after of boosting it. And so this is what it sounds like with the low cut on, and with it all the way down. Very overpowering, far too muddy. So we just got to clean that up by boosting our low end up. And we boost our low end up, and it cleans it up really nicely. We're going to leave our tone as is and leave our high cut as is. I took the auto off and just boosted the output slightly, and that's all I've done for that. And it's just a really basic little bit of distortion / saturation. Next is our reverb. So again, super basic. I've pulled back on that EQ here. So normally we just have a flatline EQ. I just create a spot and do a cut on it, cutting out those mid lows. I've done a low space so that we don't have too much tail end. And I've done a small mix as well. We're just basically just trying to use the nice stereo width that you get from this reverb plugin, just to add some extra tone to the bass. And then we'll create our tail end in a different way in a minute. Next is my EQ, which is simply just low cutting the low end from the bass. That way that I'm able to layer this 808 underneath it. So we can now play these two together. Which sounds super good. And then we've just got our compressor. So with just basic compression here. And that is the sound. The way that I've got the nice tail end reverb on is I've just used a return track, and I've boosted my return track here up to 21. And on the return track I just have a basic fab filter. Just got a boosted space, boosted mix, and again we're doing that kind of mid-low cut on the channel EQ here within reverb. And yeah, that just gives us a nice tail end reverb. That's nothing too overpowering, and we're able to mix it in nicely into the background of the bass there, so it doesn't kind of ruin the overall quality of the bass by putting the actual plugin on the bass chain itself. So yeah, that's the bass there, and I have a few variations that I've messed around with as well. So I'll show you these variations quickly. We have this one here as well. And then we also have this one. And to make those variations, it's really simple. All I'm doing is I'm just changing the wavetable position here on the oscillator A. So we go from 3 to 5. So we have the original. Boost it up to 5. And then the same with this bass over here. Boost this one up to 6, I believe. Yeah. And yeah, that's how you make that bass. And then all together you get, I'll play from over here so you can hear the new bass. You get something like this. Yeah, it's like a cool little steppy roller. The only thing that really makes it so steppy is that 808 bass line. But yeah, that's how I've made that sound. There's going to be a free preset for this in the description if you want to check it out. There's also a bunch of preset packs and sample packs on my website that are much similar to this if you go and look through all of the roller packs on my website. So yeah, nice one.